Hi, I'm Ron Glass from Firefly Serenity, and you're listening to the Supanova Podcast Series.
The following Supanova podcast could be sponsored by you. We want to put your company, your podcast, or your webpage right here. If you want to promote almost anything, you can promote it on the Supanova Podcast Series. You can advertise on the Supanova Podcast Series and get your podcast in the ears of people who want to hear about it. For more information, contact us at supanova@coolshite.net or contact Quinny directly through david@joffreystreetproductions.com. Hi folks, just before we get into the podcast, we have a small correction to make. Yes. When we recorded the original intro to this podcast, we still were missing Jill State.
Yes, we were a little lacking in information. Well, actually, at the time, we weren't lacking in information.
No, but the information was correct at the time. But this morning, we got up, and I got an email from Dan the man who runs Supanova, and guess what?
She's back!
That's right. Yes. So the whole lamenting her, of missing her in the following introduction, ignore it.
Yeah.
She's back.
She's back, she's bad. Anyway, every time I do that, I want to go through the whole...
but she's not.
No, none of the above. So, which being the case, we've now got twice as much Stargate goodness.
Yes, both doctors from both shows. Hello.
I know, it's great. I really want to be sick now.
Can't get better than this, mate.
No, you
On
can't.
with the show. Welcome and hello to the Supanova Podcast Series.
Did you hear that? That was a different voice. It wasn't Quinny.
No, it's Blunty this time round.
Yes, that's right. We're swapping it up. Blunty's doing some supernova goodness with us. Isn't that exciting?
Some of you know me, some of you don't. But hello.
Yes, it's exciting, isn't it? It's nice. Right, okay, well, it's the feedback cast.
How much feedback have we been fed?
I'm going hungry.
Zero feedback this time around. Come on, guys.
It's not good enough. We've got mail things that you can send stuff to. We've got voicemail. Actually, we do have a voicemail.
Oh, excellent.
But it's not from a new listener. It's which has left me with a bit of a problem, actually.
Oh?
Because this month, the month of February that has just been, we didn't get any letters from anyone new.
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
There we go. Prizes.
Yes, prizes.
Good enough.
Well, lack of prizes to send. Oh, plenty of prizes sent out, but no one to send them to. Participate, people. That's half the fun of this gear.
It is. However, we did get a letter from somebody who has won prizes in the past.
Hooray.
Which is nice.
And they actually turned up at the right address, and it's always a bonus.
Yes, it's taken a little while to get there, but they have come to you, and she says, "Hey, Quinny, my mother tells me that the posters have arrived in the mail.
Why
Thank
is
you
her
so
mother-
much.
Why exactly is her mother telling her this, Quinny?
Unfortunately, I'm no longer in the country. But oh well, it's something to look forward to when I go back. Tell Dan thanks very much for sending them, and that is from Smee. I will pass that on to Dan, and I'm sure he'll find that thoroughly amusing, because I know I do. Okay, other than that, we do have a little bit of audio feedback. So what we'll do, we'll go and have a listen to that. And once again, this is actually from somebody who has won prizes in the past. Who'd have thunk it?
Hey guys, it's Damien here from the Cryptographic Podcast, and it was also last month's actually winner for the email in who you'd like to actually see for the Supernova in the future. Just want to say keep up the great work, great doing all the panels and all the shows that I couldn't get to, or just because I was actually too busy talking to other people and getting sketches done, etc., things like that you do there. Yeah, I can't wait to hear more. Just saw the new one that actually came down today. So, yeah, keep up the good work. And if you want to hear anything that I want to do, I'm going to pimp myself here again, and you can actually find me at lordshaper.com/cryptographic. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Keep up the good work. Bye.
For those of you who missed it, that was lordshaper.com at cryptographic, or /cryptographic, I should say.
Yes, Lord Shaper Cryptographic Podcast. Man, that's really difficult to say. Has been a regular listener and has called in, and by now I imagine he's probably gotten his prizes from January. Lucky him.
Yes. The other thing I picked up about that particular call is the dude was having so much fun at a Supanova, doing so many different things that he couldn't even get to see everything he needed to see in one day.
And that's why we have these podcasts. Which is nice, because it means that you can have as much fun as you want to on the weekend and not feel like you're really going to be missing out on anything too badly. Which is good. Speaking of things that you're going to be missing out on, because you're not. You're not going to be missing out on these things.
Well, you are, but you're not. Kind of.
Yeah. We've got a little bit of sad news, and which most of you who are regular forum attendees and so forth will probably already have read, and many of you have already gone, unhappy. We've, of course, lost Jewel State to work, of all things.
So she was the Doctor from Stargate Atlantis, but...
and also the cute fixer-upper girl from Firefly.
Yeah, but that kind of treads on my segue, because I was going to go into we've found a replacement in another Doctor from Stargate SG-1.
Sorry.
You see what I'm doing there?
Yeah, I totally saw what you were doing with that segue, and I'm sorry, I trod all over your segue. So, yes, we've got a Doctor...
Terrell Rothery.
Yes.
Who played Dr. Fraser in Stargate SG-1, and she has done a lot of other stuff.
Yes.
Most people will know her from Stargate SG-1. She was in like 71 episodes, but if you check out her IMDb, you'll see she's been in a ton of stuff, including a bunch of voice acting.
Yep.
Ranma 1/2 and Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, the original Dragon Ball.
Yeah, she played the character of Mai in that. But something that I read that I went, that's cool. She is the Baroness in all of the most recent G.I. Joe stuff, which is just cool.
And now you know.
Yeah,
knowing's half the battle.
She's also appeared in the X-Files First Wave. She's currently appearing in
Kyle XY.
Yeah, which I don't know what that is.
I'm yet to catch up, but that apparently is quite good, I've been told.
And
so
I'm reading some of her stuff here. She's appeared in Masterminds with Patrick Stewart and Mr. Rice's Secret with David Bowie.
Nice.
So she has got some serious cred.
Yes, and she was in fact one of the names I suggested when we lost Jewel.
Yeah,
and we were thinking of other people from other women from the sci-fi kind of world, and she was one of the names I put forward because I was absolutely in love with her character in Stargate 1. She was such a charming person.
Yeah, and looking at her at her bio and the pictures and everything, she is a very smiley, happy person.
Yes,
you were saying that in all of the
on the Stargate DVDs, you get behind the scenes stuff, and they did a documentary for the 200th episode and all that sort of stuff, and she was a super bright, happy person. So she's going to be a ton of fun. Yeah,
which is cool. And she's joining a very, very impressive lineup. I'm just looking down the list. We have James Kyson Lee, who is, of course, Ando from Heroes. That's just cool. John Rhys Davies will be with us in Melbourne only. Sorry, Brisbaneites. You know how it goes. You've had him before.
I wonder if he'll bring his axe.
I certainly hope so. And then maybe we can put him in the wrestling ring with Lou Ferrigno. Yay! And that could be messy.
Oh, I would pay money for that.
Well, I'm hoping, I'm desperately hoping that we can organise some kind of wrestling match between the Incredible Hulk and some of the wrestlers that are there, because that's just cool. We, of course, have David Harris, who is on Battlestar Galactica. Man,
that's right. I confuse the two all the time. I'm always tripping up.
Yeah.
And it's a deeply shameful thing for a geek to admit to.
I know. Yeah. And to the Star Wars fans out there, we have Nalini Krishan, who we've been pronouncing wrong for the past however long.
Apparently. Yes. Not only pronouncing wrong, but her name was spelled wrong on the website.
But it's fixed now.
Sorry about that.
Whoopsies. As well as some of the cast and crew for Blackwater in Melbourne. So Nalini is in Brisbane only, Blackwater is Melbourne only, and John Rhys Davies is Melbourne only. Exciting stuff. And that's just the movie and TV guests. If we're talking about anime guests, we have got some great names.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Shinji Ikari.
Yeah.
This guy is kind of like royalty of anime voice actors.
Yeah,
he's done everything.
Yeah. if you have seen more than one anime show, chances are you've heard him more than once. Yeah. He works a lot, and he's terrific too.
As well as that, we've got Colleen Clinkenbeard and Micah... yes, admittedly, she does have a funny name.
That's just the most awesome name ever.
Yeah, Clinkenbeard. I want to say it with a funny accent. Hello, is the Clinkenbearden?
It sounds like it should be like a character name from Austin Powers or something.
And she, look, I'd go through her list of stuff that she has done, but I can't because it's too long. But
it's huge.
Yeah, but at the moment, probably the biggest thing that she's doing, she's playing Luffy in the new Funimation dub of One Piece, which that's a big role. That's a lot of talking.
Big show too.
Yeah,
it's one of those things that just took off out of nowhere. I turned around and suddenly everyone was talking about One Piece, and I was like, what?
Yeah. I think it's because it was on the mornings. Like when it started showing on morning TV, that kind of really gets it into people's consciousness.
Yeah. No, last time I was in the States, they were playing it like every hour.
Yeah, that sounds about right. As well as that, as I say, we've got Monica Rial, Madeline Rosca, who's a manga artist, who's going to be appearing in Melbourne only. And something that's really pretty cool is Junichi Nakatsuru. I really had to sound that one out.
Nakatsuru.
Now, Junichi is... this is really cool. He's in Australia to do some work with...
you're going to love this.
Yeah. Eminence, who are the really cool people who did a bit of a show at Sydney Supernova last year. They're the classical musical group.
Or orchestral. I think you would say, because they're not specifically classical, but...
No. But yeah, they're the orchestral music group who specifically do stuff from video games.
And this is the man who did the music, or in particular for the Soul Calibur series, which is a spectacular soundtrack, by the way.
Yes.
The first time I booted up like Soul Calibur 2, I was just blown away.
Yeah, it's great music.
You play the game without the music and it's just not the same game.
No, it's really not. He's also done Time Crisis 2, Ridge Racer, Ace Combat 5.
Ridge Racer!
But the big thing is that he's actually in Australia to record with Eminence some of the soundtrack to Soul Calibur 4. The warrior's pose on the... Sorry, I don't know any of the script for that, but...
No. The word you're looking for out there, people, is oh hell yeah.
Yeah, or squee, depending on age and stage in life.
It's not a name you recognise off the bat, but once you find out what he's done, you get terribly excited about getting to hear what he has to say about what he does.
My wordy ears. And in comics, and I'm just sort of going over everything here because there's a lot of really good stuff at these. This is just, incidentally, this is just the Brisbane and Melbourne ones. I'm not even touching on the Sydney and Perth ones yet.
We'll get to those later.
Yeah. Comic guests, we have Arthur Soydam.
Hello.
Yeah, that's right. It's the Marvel
Zombies guy. He did in particular the spectacular cover art on the Marvel Zombies series and things like that. So
yes, Greg Horn, who is an artist, and I'm just bringing up his page so I can see exactly what he's done. But while I'm looking at his page, CB Sobolski is down here. He used to be a Marvel artist, but now he's kind of gone freelance. But the main point of him being down here is to do the Marvel talent search.
Hello.
Yeah. He's looking for artists. I assume he's also looking for inkers and so forth as well, but more specifically artists.
So if you are surgically attached to a mechanical pencil, you're going to want to meet this guy.
Yeah. It's one of those things, like a lot of people have to go to Comic-Con or the States or whatever to get their artwork seen by the right people. No more.
Yes, this isn't quite a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but it's once-in-a-long-while opportunity, and one you really don't want to miss out on if your aim is to get, it's to go pro, drawing comics for a living, man.
Yeah, which is cool. I love it. In the past, we've had Nicola Scott, who's, I think she's a Sydney girl, who has come to the convention, and she's just one of those people who, quite late in life, decided, actually, I think I want to be a comic book artist.
I love this story.
And, yeah, she just decided, like, she bought heaps of comics.
She was like 20-something at the time, wasn't she?
Yeah, and she'd been doing something completely different and just went, yep, no, I think I want to be a comic book artist, and did. She just, like, and I really respect that, because it's just that whole thing of, I want to do something, I'm going to do it.
It's not only respect, but a deep-seated jealousy.
Yes, from somebody who in the past thought that maybe they wanted to be a comic book artist, and then realised how much work it was and decided, no, I'll do podcast instead. It's much more fun. Also, we have Stuart McKenney, who is a Supernova regular and lovely, amazing Australian artist. And we also have Dylan Naylor, Colin Wilson, who are both Melbourne only, and Wayne Nichols. Now, Wayne, he's quite recent addition to the lineup. He's an Australian comic book artist, but he's doing work on Star Wars Force Unleashed.
Hell yeah.
Which is very exciting, and I'm looking forward to talking to him about that.
That game is going to kick butt.
Yes.
In a huge way.
Yes. He used to be a art designer for a video games company, but now he's moved into comics as well. That is just a scratching of the surface.
Yes, that is the glint of light from the tip of the iceberg.
That is Supernova, which is great. I don't know about you, but I'm excited.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's going to be a big year, people.
Oh, yeah.
Going to be a big, fun year for Supernova.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to seeing you there. I think that's pretty much all that we need to cover, other than to beg and plead with you. Please, contact us. Say hello. I'm not above begging. Please, 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 please. We love hearing from you, and...
No, it's awesome. Audience feedback is always one of the most fun things about doing this kind of stuff, because we get to hear how people react, and, you know, if you've got any questions and things like that, we can address that for you, and also tell us how we're doing and how we can do better.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, this is your chance to say what you want.
Exactly.
Now, the competition that we were running through February, and which is going to continue through March, is for you to tell us what you would like to see at Supernova.
This is your direct line of communication. Direct line of communication to the people who are connected to the people who make the big decisions about who goes where and what and when and how and why.
Yeah, if you love the wrestling and you want to see more of it, let us know. If you hate the wrestling, let us know. If you want more comic stuff, tell us. If you want to see more anime, or if you want to see more Doctor Who, or you want to see more Torchwood, or anything.
If there's a glaring omission that we're not covering.
Yeah. Is there something that we've just, none of us are into, and therefore none of us have thought to go, oh, hang on, maybe we should have that? Water polo. You know, are we missing that? I don't know. So all you have to do is call and tell us. Or write and tell us.
The water polo thing was a joke, people. Don't suggest that.
Yeah, I don't think I really need to see water polo.
We could replace the wrestling ring with just a wading pool. Get some guys in some Speedos to throw a tennis ball back and forth.
Yeah, either that or we could go cosplay water polo, where you just see cosplayers sinking slowly to the bottom of the pool as they're unable to swim in their huge costume.
Just absorbing gallons of water.
And their hair slowly melting.
And all the makeup running down. And with that image, people,
we bid you a fond farewell. And keep listening to the March Supernova podcast as we gear up to the Supernovas, which are happening, of course, at the end of March and in early April. So March 28th to 30th in Melbourne at the Royal Showgrounds, and April 4th to 6th at the RNA Showgrounds in Brisbane. I'm excited.
I'm very excited.
And we can't wait to see you there.
Catch you next time.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Supernova podcast. Send us your feedback or comments to supernova@coolshite.net or call one of our voicemail lines and leave us a message.
In Australia, the number is 02 80 11 4365.
And don't forget to enter the Supernova competition for March. It's on now. Write us or leave us a voicemail with your suggestions for what kind of events or activities you think would make Supernova even more fun.
The randomly picked winner will receive both Supernova 2007 posters, that's Brisbane and Sydney, signed by the guest.
Awesome. a limited edition Django Fett print by Stuart McKinney, too awesome, and the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Indiana Jones 4 Kingdom of the Crystal Skull poster. Completely awesome. The competition closes at the end of March, and the winner will be announced by a special feedback podcast. The Supanova podcasts are brought to you by Joffrey Street Productions.
Today's rock and music was provided by Fire Underground. Check them out at fireunderground.com. That's all one word.